3, and we're live.
We are live. I'm so excited today. This is just amazing. I had a workshop just before this, and guess what we were talking about is videos, how to do videos, what to do with your videos, and don't be scared to do videos. And we have fabulous experts in the room today, and it's Jim Fuhs with what is your title there? I can't read it.
I'm the co-host of Dealcasters.
Yes, Amazon Live. We have Brian Schulman, who's the LinkedIn king, not the queen. And we have Anita. She's from London, and she's going to be talking to us about YouTube and Instagram. And Junaid, all about equipment area. And you can hear us echoing a bit here. So we're going to be talking about how to secure your area as well to make it good so it doesn't sound too echoey. And Christian is from StreamYard, but he is also on LinkedIn, on Amazon Live. Plus, he's worked for, what was it called?
I used to work for Market America and Shop.com.
Shop.com, right? $10 billion company. And then who's that at the bottom? Oh, yes, it's Tim. Tim, who helps me.
Hi.
Who helps me. He's just absolutely amazing. My producer. And
I'm
that's
just
the only way. That's the only way I can get on, because there's so many things you have to do during the day, and you have to do everything. In anything you do, you have to be consistent. So we're going to take an hour and we're going to flip through this very fast. So, Jim, take it away. Introduce yourself and let's talk.
We're gonna start with Brian Schulman.
Oh, sorry. You see, I'm getting confused already.
Yes, Brian. Welcome, Queen Brian.
Well, you said I'm not the queen, but I have a crown apparently. So there you go. It's great to be with each and every one of you today. I am Brian Schulman. I'm a 3-time best-selling author, international keynote speaker. I'm known as the godfather and pioneer of LinkedIn video. One of the world's premier live streaming and video marketing experts. Insights have been featured in NASDAQ, Roku, a #1 best-selling live streaming book. I am the founder and CEO of Voice Your Vibe, and have 20 plus years of proven digital marketing and e-com experience working with Fortune brands around the globe. I've been recognized as a LinkedIn top voice, a LinkedIn Big Creator of the Year, top 50 most impactful people of LinkedIn, a LinkedIn Global Leader of the Year for 2 times in a row. And live shows have been named 2020 Best Live Shows of the Year at the IBM TV Awards. Both of the weekly live shows, What's Good Wednesday Live and Shout Out Saturday, have aired for almost 400 consecutive episodes combined and have been featured in Forbes, Thrive Global, Yahoo Finance, also an Amazon best-selling book, and syndicated on a smart TV network. So there you go.
Brilliant. I love that intro. Boom, 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 and done, baby.
Boom, baby.
I want to talk about obviously live, but why is it important to go live, and how easy it has to be easy to go live for my peeps, because they are just starting out. They have no idea. They're technology terrible. So how can you make it easy, but it still looks good?
Yes,
and you
absolutely.
become confident. Yes,
for sure. So I think there's a couple of things that are important. I'm going to start quickly with a quote by Maya Angelou, because it's more prevalent now today than ever. And she said, "People may forget what you say, but they will never forget how you make them feel." You don't have to have the best technology in the world. All you have to have is what's in your hands. You can use an incredible platform like StreamYard to make things easier, right? To go live, but you don't need anything but you. Showing up is the most important part. All right. In these times that we're living in, people are yearning for connection. Connection is the most important thing when you are live, right? You want to connect with people and relate with people. So showing up is important. Showing up for others is important. Making your platform for you about other people is important. Shining your spotlight on others is important. Bringing joy, making it fun. Veronica's always laughing and yes, baby.
Yes, baby. Boom, baby. Yes.
Right? Boom, baby. You can't help but fall in love with her, right? And you want to know what she has to say because you've fallen in love with her. And the reality is
exactly
fall in love with you before they're going to listen to what you have to say.
And especially in e-commerce. I mean, people go, I have a store. Why should I do it in e-commerce? People buy from people they know and trust. And that's where the videos come in. So Brian, how are we going to get onto? I'm new at this, right? All I have is my phone. Where's my phone? And how am I going to get online? I have no clue, and I'm shy. I don't really want to put my face out there. I haven't been online. So what do I do? How do I become confident?
Yeah. So now if you're talking about LinkedIn specifically, you have to use the third-party tool to go live. But if you're talking about other platforms, right, like Facebook, you just go in, you hit the live button, maybe put a little, a little copy in there, a couple sentences so people know what you're doing, or not, just go live. It creates an element of surprise. But really, it's just all about having a conversation. Like, that's the thing. It's so easy to get caught up in your head. If you just remember you're having a conversation, like Nancy Barrow's in the comment, Tim is in the comment, right? Shout out people in the comments. It makes people feel so good and a part of the conversation, right? Read their comment. Nancy says, what a fantastic group. Chris, nice to meet you too, right? So you let people know you see them, you hear them. They're a part of the conversation. It makes a huge difference. But Veronica, the most important part is just showing up. And it is the one thing that gets in front of all of us. It is the brick wall behind Jim that winds up in front of us where you can't see him. And you're like, I don't know what to do. I can't get out there. What the heck do I say? And all you have to do is just remember, you're just sitting on the other side talking to Veronica on the other side of your screen.
Exactly. And it doesn't matter if there's nobody there. And it feels like you are not, you're talking to somebody, but think of somebody in your head that you can have a conversation with. Right. I'm going to talk to my hubby Roy, right?
That's right, my hubby Roy. Yes, exactly.
And I mean, when I started, there was nobody there. Now I've got all these people popping up, like Brian and Nancy and Tim, just to keep me going. So get people in with you to actually make it look as if you have people.
Yes.
That's the secret, right?
And remember too, if people are not on with you live, most live streams are watched after the live stream. They're watched in replay. So just remember that. If you don't see a lot of numbers in the corner of your screen, you see a big fat 0, it's okay, because you're going to have your message put out there and it's going to be there, which means it's going to be able to be watched. But remember that people are feeling disconnected, right? The world is still upside down. And that we're not living up here like we used to. We're living here with our chest cracked open and our hearts beating wide. So whatever it is that you're selling, right, from an e-com perspective, remember that people don't buy. Yes, you have a need that you want to fulfill, right? But it's more about, how does that product make you feel? Remember, it's all about the feeling.
Absolutely. So, and being passionate about it. So we are going to talk to Jim right now. And I keep calling Jim and Tim and all these short names. That's
all the M's.
All the M's, right? So Jim, so let me introduce yourself, but we really want to talk about Amazon. Amazon is such a big deal in e-commerce. It's like takes the world over, and we as small business owners have to compete with them. And so how can we do that? What is the easiest way to actually get on Amazon Live?
Okay, great. Well, first, I'm Jim Fuhs. I'm the president of Fusion Marketing. I'm the co-host of the Tim and Jim show. That's why you keep getting mixed up, which I've been doing with my friend Tim Sohn for over 3 years, and also the co-host of Dealcasters Live with my friend Chris Stone over on Amazon. And I do marketing the Marine Corps way. I retired from the Marine Corps about 12 years ago as a lieutenant colonel, and I've brought my military mindset into the world of marketing. And even doing things like this, you have to be very strategic. And so how do you get, one, products on Amazon, but also how do you become an Amazon Live influencer? Well, first of all, it's, there's some processes to that. And when Tim shares a link that I have, that we have a short YouTube video that'll walk you through that process.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Because it's going to take things like, you're going to have to pick a social platform. And if you're just starting out, you may find that you got to build that up. But if you're a brand, what you can do with Amazon Live is there's all these creators. I know Christian, who's here, he has a show. I have a show, Junaid as well. We have brands reach out to us. As a perfect example, this microphone I'm talking into, this Samson Q9U, Samson reached out to me. Why? Because I use the Q2U. And we're always talking about what a great microphone it is. And so they see this stuff. Why do they see it? Because you go live, like Brian talked about, but then what do you do with that live? So many live streamers go on to the next live. But what you have to do is you need to repurpose your live content.
Boom, baby.
Even on a shopping platform.
Yes.
Because Amazon wants you to bring people back. So we'll take our, 1 hour, 2 hour shows that we have sometimes, and we'll take little 2-minute clips. It might be where we were talking about a product, or it might be where we were interviewing Junaid, like we did last week, where we were talking about, home studio mastery. And then that clip goes on all our different socials, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and that has a link to bring people back to watch the full episode, or even give them a call to action, like, hey, if you want this microphone, here's the affiliate link. Now you got to make sure that you are letting people know that you are being, paid, so to speak, by Amazon if they make a purchase, or you could get in trouble with the FTC. But as a brand, maybe you're like, I don't have the time to go live. That's where you reach out to these influencers, and if they like your product, they will talk about it. And I think that's the important thing, is you don't want to talk about everything in the world. You want to talk about things that you truly would, I guess how you could say that you would sell to your grandmother, because
exactly
your reputation is on the line when you start, basically talking about everything and anything because you want to get paid. And so I think, going back to what Brian says, the live streams, when you're talking about products, you're building that know, like, and trust with your audience that allows you to then, build your audience. People know that, hey, if I want to know about, soundproofing my studio or really leveling up, I need to follow Junaid. If I want to learn about stuff to use in my business, I want to watch Christian's show. These are all things that are important for you to do. And
exactly.
so that to me is one of the big things, but you also have to be consistent. And if you're not, people will forget about you. And the thing is, you can take these skills and maybe start on another platform, start out maybe on Facebook. And that's where you would talk to Veronica about, how can I create a Shopify store to have a way, because I'll tell you, for me, and we talked about this last week, Veronica, I think it was off camera, about how the magic of Amazon Live is, for me as an influencer, I don't have to worry about the logistics. Amazon is my logistics chain. They carry the product, they ship the product, they return the product. So that's the thing you have to think about when you start live selling. What were to happen if all of a sudden you're selling, these magic screwdrivers, and you get an order for 1,000 on your own? Could you fulfill it?
You should be so lucky, but baby steps, right? Baby steps.
That's right.
But when you're starting, it's not going to be that immediate. So practicing with little things and getting those sales out is important, because again, getting to know your customers. And then I love the way you said you've got to repurpose everything. But here, the way I start is I actually create. Did I create my blog this week? Maybe not. I create a blog. I did start. I create a blog, which is my main points I'm going to talk about. So that's really my script. And then hopefully I finish it out, so I know exactly what I'm talking about. That's my practice. I grab my video from YouTube and boom, put it on my blog, on my e-commerce store, on the Shopify store. So I've already started repurposing my videos on my website, where I want everybody to go to before they go to Amazon.
And we'll even take, because we'll do interviews with people, like the interview we did with Junaid. We take some of those interviews and we turn them into podcast, right? So that gives us another way to repurpose, so people can listen. And I know Christian does it with Launch Your Live, and I'm not sure if he's doing it with his other shows, but he'll put in the show notes, right? These are the products we talked about. Here's how you can find out more. And you can do the same thing with your live shopping if you are, actually, talking about products, and it makes sense, because you got to remember, if all you're doing is kind of a QVC like show, that may not lend well to a podcast, but I think it definitely lends well to repurposing on the other platforms.
Exactly. And then, as I said, is also having your environment resonate what you're chatting about. So, Jim, that's fabulous. So who do we have next? Jim?
Next we have Christian.
Christian from StreamYard. And he's got so much experience with e-commerce stores and what to do, what not to do. It's just amazing. So Christian, let us know. We know you're from StreamYard, but what else do you do?
Obviously, yes. So I'm the content marketing manager over at StreamYard. The easiest way to live stream. In addition to that, outside of that, I do a show called Launch Your Live, as Jen mentioned. Also Social Chatter. It's a live stream social media marketing news talk show. And then I also do obviously consulting and whatnot for other businesses. So this has all been great information, by the way, that everyone's been sharing so far. I mean, I love the fact that, Jem's talking about it's partly about strategy, and about sharing and also, but making sure exactly what you're, know what it is you're actually going to be talking about on your live streams. Like you're going to have companies that are going to want to reach out to you at some point. And making sure in a way you stay true to your core values. It's not to say don't ever go outside of that lane, but make sure, you stick with something that you really do know and you can talk about it. I mean, that's the thing with podcasting and video and blogging. Everybody's always like, well, what do I talk about? It's like, well, what do you know? What can you talk about forever that you don't get bored at, that you can then, let your own gifts, take your gifts and share them out with, your customers or, anyone else you're potentially reaching.
Boom, baby. Exactly. I'm a bit late to the boom, baby, but yes. So it is so important to be passionate about what you're doing. And if you're not, they're not going to buy because you don't believe in your product. Hello?
Love that.
Right? Absolutely. So why should we use, for instance, example, StreamYard? I mean, there's so many softwares out there. And so I've now started on Facebook, on my phone, and I want to expand a little bit, but why should I do it?
So that was one thing that Brian mentioned I thought was really important, which is if you want to stream on, for example, just Facebook, you can go to Facebook and just stream there. But the great thing about StreamYard, we offer the ability to multi-stream, which basically will let you do your one broadcast, for example, like we're doing right now, and we can push it out across Facebook, across LinkedIn, across YouTube Live, Twitch, other platforms as well. In addition, we also offer what's called custom RTMP, which hooks into Amazon. And at that point, you can also be streaming out to Amazon.
Exactly. So, and is it easy to do it, or do you need other tools to be able to do it?
You really actually don't. So all you need to do is just sign up for StreamYard. It's actually free to sign up, and then you can upgrade based on what you need.
Yes.
In addition to that, at that point, all you do is add your destinations. I'd say put your time into the ideas. Like, what's your stream going to be about? Building basically a brand kit. Like, what's your, you have a logo. Let's make sure our thumbnail, kind of aligns with our logo. But basically, like all the stuff you're doing right now, bringing up banners and comments and lower thirds, all that basically is there for you right in StreamYard. All you have to do is plug in the information.
Yeah.
And at that point, that's going to help get you up and running. And then you literally just need to hit go live and you can start streaming out to all those platforms.
Yeah. And so, I mean, the good thing is if you're starting, nobody's listening. So if you screw up, hey, just move on and do the next one, baby. And I mean, I did my first live and I did 40 takes. And then I gave up and I thought, oh, bloody hell, let's just go on and do it. And you learn as you're coming on, you get more enthusiastic and you get more comfortable of talking into that little camera. And that's the whole thing, is being comfortable. And okay, so one question for you. How am I going to get comfortable in front of the camera if I've never done it before?
So there's quite a few ways you can do that. For starters, we could just go behind the scenes and we could just be backstage meeting and just kind of chatting, like almost role playing what that live stream would be about. The other way we can also do it, which is just setting up a private Facebook group, for example, streaming out to and again, anyone can create this. You can create a private Facebook group. You can create a test Facebook page if you want to. You simply send your stream out to that. No one else is going to see it that's necessarily in those communities. And you can just test, practice, test, get used to the fact that, hey, does it start immediately? Is there a 10-second delay, for example? Learn about some of those little nuances that typically happen when you're pushing things out. But again, the key thing is just to start and look at what you've already, like Jem, you mentioned this about like going back and repurposing. I would even add this: when you're finished with your live streams, look at your live streams you've done and give yourself a critique. Like, were there things that I need to do better? Were there things that I did a great job at? And, I want to carry on to the next show.
Yes, exactly. So what I started out, I created the super duper secret group with me in it. And I have my sister in it, just in case she can watch and help me critique, because I hate listening to myself. And so I actually go in, check out if my sound is on, is there something in the back that's too overwhelming, is, something's distracting. And then I go, okay, this works. And then go back in and start doing my live. But it's just, I've been on a live where my mic wasn't working the whole the whole half an hour. But hey, off we go and we do the next one. So absolutely fabulous information. Okay, Tim, the next one. Come on.
First, let me just ask, Christian, do you have any favorite tools for repurposing?
Yes.
Somebody was asking in the comments, and Anita was chiming in the comments. But do you have any favorite tools for repurposing live streams?
So I think personally, I like using Lately AI. It's a tool where you basically take your finished product, you put it into their product. And instead of, for example, if you did a 1 hour show, you don't have to go back and watch the full hour and pull all the snippets out. It automatically does all that for you using artificial intelligence. That's one way. I'd also even look at, YouTube, for example. So like YouTube has chapter markers. And so you can automatically they can automatically set the chapter marker within YouTube. And then you could just go back and look at what they've picked and say, okay, well, YouTube says, hey, 15 minutes in, that's a good point. Maybe I can go pull that in, for example, and just, trim that clip. And then you can also repurpose those, as Jim mentioned, and put those out on your social media channels.
Yeah, exactly. That's amazing.
That
Yes.
is awesome.
Love that. And I have not used Lately because I forgot about Lately. But that's why I've got Tim now, so I can be on consistently and do this every single Monday. Doesn't matter what I feel like. So,
that's right.
It's
I nudge you, right?
And nag me, right? Hey, you got to get things ready. But it is that consistency of staying online and being the same time, just getting your customers used to you being online at the same time so they can start remembering when you're online. And that's how you start. Yes. That's small baby steps like that. So I know everybody here does it at the same time, although this cover, everything went wrong with the cover. The dates, the time, the Brian's last name. I mean, anyway.
But we're all here. We all showed up and we're doing it.
Exactly, right?
Yeah. But we should thank everybody who's tuning in. Nancy Barrows is here. Thank you for being here. Jim Fuhs is in the comments and he's on the screen. Thank you for being here. Monty Weaver is here. He's a fan of Dealcasters.
Oh yeah.
That's amazing. Junaid is in the comments and on the screen. Shout out to Junaid. Scott Ayers says Amazon has been such an interesting platform to see and grow on. That is cool.
Yes.
Philip Hall is here. You guys have a lot of Dealcasters fans going on here.
Woo-hoo.
And Senor Paisada has some of the most interesting comments here, such as, I was reached out to by a manure company. Do I need to say more? Then they wanted to pay me with product. Can I make lemonade with it?
Oh, absolutely. You can talk to all those farmers out there, baby. I mean, there is always a way to actually sell stuff, right?
Shout out to
you
all
just
the
have
farmers.
to be able to talk about shit.
Just like that, yes.
I can't resist. I can't. I mean, seriously, thank God my hubby Roy's not here. Tell me.
Yes. And Morgan Hatton is here. Tim Stone turned me. Oh, hi, Morgan. He was in my live streaming course. Thanks for being here.
Brilliant. So you had a live streaming course to show people how to get online. It was absolutely amazing. And
Thank you. You were in my course.
Yes, I know. I tried it out as well. And I actually did learn something because there was the StreamYard thing that I didn't understand. Sometimes software is really hard to get to know, especially if you're starting something new. So doing little baby courses also is a good idea to actually get a jump ahead of your competition. And unfortunately, even if you are in e-commerce, I had this comment this morning that somebody said, well, it's, you're selling a book. And I go, it's a product. I don't care what you're selling. If you're selling a service, which is really, really hard to sell because there's so many other people out there selling the same thing and the same price or cheaper, right? Or it doesn't matter what you're selling, it is a product. That's how you got to think about it. And how are you going to stand out from the competition is with live video. And this is the future of e-commerce as well. I mean, we've all done live videos and it's been growing. And, there's so many people that don't want to go online. I don't care. I mean, the comment I had in my workshop was, well, I don't get sales. I didn't get sales from my workshop. And I go, yeah, you went on 3 times. Hello. So how are you going to get sales from your workshop from your live if you only go on 3 times? Is that consistent? Oh, this is what you said. I get sales from my email. And I went, duh, you send emails out for the last 10 years, every single week. Hello. I mean, this is it. Consistency is what we have to build with our products. Doesn't matter what we sell. So who?
Yes, next we have the one and only Anita Wong.
Hey, hey everyone. Thank you for having me on. So before we talk about how to stand out on YouTube and Instagram, just a little bit about me. So I'm the founder of the Digital Lab and Tech School, and I help business owners overcome the overwhelm and make things simple and easy to do. So how do you stand out on YouTube and Instagram with all the competition on when you're selling a product? Well, like we've been saying already, it's consistency, but it's also about pulling up different features about the product. So whether the product is a service, like Veronica said, or a deliverable product, people love to be immersed in what the product stands for. They love to see, how it's made, what materials go into it, what history goes behind it. Like, why did you start creating the product, or did you actually make the product yourself? And going live with different features around what your product is, how you package it, how it's delivered, and all those things make it really good.
Yes, exactly. Talk about it's the behind the scenes about your product. Never mind, okay, I'm selling this but please buy it. Is, hey, this is what makes my product exciting. When you get my packet, you are going to be amazed what's in there. This is what's in there, right?
Yeah, exactly. And also with YouTube, especially, if you are doing a regular live show, you can schedule the live show as, obviously you can schedule it. And then before the schedule, you can play a preview. So in the trailer leading up to it, when we're on for a little bit, we can actually create a little mini video that's around, like, showing the history of the product perhaps. And then when you go on and actually do the live, you're there and they've already had a little introduction to what you're talking about. And then obviously Instagram, it's a little bit different because there is a third-party tool that you can live stream, but it's not approved. So we have to rely on our mobile phones, and you can go live, but it's amazing now, the features inside of Instagram when you're live streaming, because if you have a shop, and Veronica and I have spoken about this lots and lots of times, because if you're on Instagram and you're selling a deliverable product, then you must have an Instagram shop. So with Shopify, it's an approved partner of Instagram. So once you've applied for Instagram shopping, when you do a live stream, you can actually tag your products. And then even after the live stream, you can go in and tag your products. And it just makes that whole buying process so much easier.
Yeah, you got to make it as easy as your customers to get online, to see your product, click on it, or tap it with the fingers, and immediately they can go and buy that product. And so, I mean, I see a lot of people on YouTube with unboxing stuff. Is it very popular?
Yeah, it definitely is. I think, especially with a live as well, when you have a product and you unbox it on the live, not only are you giving that product visibility, but you're also giving yourself visibility. So say, like, if I've got a client who makes soaps, and she's using shorts on YouTube really well. So what she'll do is she'll do a couple of shorts that she can do on YouTube, and then also repurpose those to Instagram. And she'll show the mechanism of creating the soap. So the first one will be like her mixing it, like a little chemistry set. And then the second one will be her slicing it up and decorating the soaps. And then she'll go and do a live stream where she'll have an open Q&A where she can ask her customers whether they have any questions about what the ingredients are and things like that. So it's a really good way of really connecting and engaging with your audience.
Exactly. Yes, I know. I mean, some people go, well, I can't show. I mean, I throw Donna under the bus all the time, my puzzle lady. And I said, show them how you print the product. Nobody's going to buy this huge $5,000 or $10,000, whatever it costs, machine, and then she has to buy the dyes. But showing how you actually make these, the puzzles will be fascinating to people, right? Or show them how to actually create an image and then how it comes out on the puzzle. There's so many ways to actually showcase whatever your product does.
Yeah, I want to just pick up what Jim said about the Instagram links, because that makes it so much easier for you to sell if you're selling a service. Because obviously with products, like I said, you can link your shop to it and things like that. But when you have a service, it's really hard. And actually Instagram have also changed the layout between Instagram TV and videos. So now we just have a video tab. And a super quick tip here is that the video tab now allows you to add clickable links to not only the long form videos, but also the short videos. So if you do a short video in your posts, you can actually add a clickable link into that as well, because it will sit in the video tab. So there's lots and lots of ways that you can use live video and video to really help your products and your e-commerce.
Yes, exactly. And even just starting, when you're starting on Facebook or starting on Instagram, doing that, I mean, you don't have to blah, blah, blah the whole day, right? All you have to do is do something really short and quick, because that's what people really attracts people if it's short, because nobody has the time to watch any long videos.
Yeah, that's right.
Here's another question.
Yeah, Kristen's got a question. Should people focus on creating a product and then try and drive their audience to services? Yeah, exactly. I mean, a lot of people who are actually selling a service have created products off the back of it, like merchandise and things like that. So that's like the flip aspect. But like one of my clients who, like I spoke to you about, the creating the soaps, I was just trying to see if I've got one on the desk, but she creates soaps. And what we're doing now is we're working together to help her create a course on how to create soaps at home. So when you want to start it on, so she's flipping it up the other way and creating a service from her products. And when people see what she's doing on live streaming, when she does it on Instagram and then she does it on a little bit on YouTube and Facebook, it's really, really helping her raise the visibility of the possibility of you starting a small business at home from what she started out as creating a product. She's actually showing people how to create that product for themselves and actually start to build their own businesses at home, which is really awesome.
Exactly.
Yes.
And one of the things we actually talked about today is, and I'll get back to Amazon. So I have my little skincare lady, and she creates her own products through a lab now, which is actually fabulous. And so I said, what you can actually utilize Amazon Associates account and then get products to complement her products. So she was talking about makeup, or she sells body stuff, so body scrub, body blah 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 loofah thing, and so she can actually on the back end of that, so tell her customers, hey, you can have these extra products, and then if they click the link and they go to Amazon, that sort of gives you that little bit of authority. Hey, I'm on Amazon as well, so I'm looking a little bit bigger than what I am, and it gives that little bit of back little thing for the small business. I mean, you can think of anything to add to your products through Amazon Associates account, and then actually you get percentage of the sale, right?
Yeah. And one I'd like to just say, like with what you're saying about the links, it's super, super important that if you do a live stream, that after the live stream, you go back in and you add those links in, because sometimes it might be a spontaneous live stream. So you might just think, actually, my energy's high, I want to go live now. And you might not have the links and the other sort of aspects about little description about you and things like that. So on YouTube, it's really important to make sure that the video is optimized for afterwards as well. Like I think Brian was saying, but actually optimize it so that it's actually picked up in search and on Google. So when someone types in Google, YouTube's a really good way of having your video up there. So if you put a keyword in, it's great. You don't have to compete with all the AdWords. Your video's popping up, and people are going to see you, and that happens with your live streams. They'll show up just as much as a pre-recorded video. So super important to optimize, and that will help you with your products. You can put your product links and everything in there then.
Yes. And then, as I said before, you repurpose your videos. So you grab it off you can actually grab, I think you can still grab your video off Facebook and pop it into a blog on your website, which then attracts people. Then what you do is you put the image on email and say, hey, people, I've got this video. Come and look at it on my website, which then pops you onto and they can pop onto YouTube if they want it bigger, right? As we all do, right? But it just gives them opportunities to see you everywhere, and then add enough information for them to connect to you in that YouTube description, right? Yes.
Yeah, and just share it, like you say, share it, baby, because YouTube gives you the opportunity. You just have to click the share button. You can share it to Twitter, you can share it to Pinterest, you can share it to Facebook, you can share it to
everywhere.
Your email, you can copy the link and pop it into an email. There's so many different opportunities with YouTube, and it's super, super cool.
And another tip is actually you can repurpose it a few months later and share it again, because people don't remember what we do. They've got so much information coming at them. So if you're repurposing that video, so you've made one video, one blog, and you can use it for the next 10 years.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so now thank you, Anita. So now we're going to have Junaid with the nice blue lights in the background.
Yay.
So he's going to talk about the basics about equipment, and also I want him to talk about an area, because as you notice today, I'm echoing a bit because I'm here in the office and it's not. Yes, I know. I'm not on my boat, baby. So it's not.
Get on the boat.
Oh no, I need to get back on the boat, but I have to fix my internet. I'm not very pleased with my internet on my boat because of the people in the other boats with cameras. I mean, what's up with the cameras on boats? I mean, really, people. Okay.
That's how you do it. Well, they're live streaming as well. Don't forget. Right. Exactly. We're talking about live streaming. They're live streaming from their boats. They're singing that song. I'm on a boat. So my name is Junaid. I'm a host of Hacks and Hobbies. I've been a techno junkie for 30 plus years. I love technology, and I've been designing websites and designing logos and all those things. But I have a real passion for cameras, photography, and up until 2020, I was behind the camera. I was helping others create amazing content. But when I stepped in front of my own gear, I didn't know what to say, how to say it. So that was a work in progress. And thanks to so many people that showed up as a guest on my podcast, Hacks and Hobbies, I was able to build up that muscle on how to speak and how to talk. And I see Brian Schulman here wearing my gear because I just let him borrow the gear for now.
Junaid has a bee e-commerce store, and he actually makes honey. So yes. Anyway, that's just an aside.
So let's talk about equipment, right? What equipment is it really necessary? And a lot of the folks here, Jim and Christian and Brian, we all started from our basic handset because that handset is so powerful. Just get started, right? Zig Ziglar says you don't have to be great at something to start, but you have to start to be great at something, right? So if you're not getting started, if you're scared, find people that are around you that are going to encourage you, that are going to support you, that are going to be like, all right, let's see you, Veronica. Let's see you go live. Tim, help and support it and encourage you. So bring people around you.
Yes, tell them, hey, help me. Come and chat to me while you're around.
Right. So equipment is great because it'll help you grow. But to get started, you just start with your smartphone. And our good friend, Kristen, you can start with your phone. You can start with a StreamYard, get started. So, but once you're comfortable, all right, now I'm comfortable. I've been making hundreds of videos. I've been going live. What do I do next? Well, I like to focus on 5 main things that are super, super important for a good for a good video. Number one thing is a captivating story. Having a captivating story which relates with people, which connects your story with others, shows transformation. That's going to dial in. It's going to also help you build that confidence up in yourself. Number two, find out where's the light falling in your room. So let's say your windows are behind you. Well, that's not going to work because it's going to affect how the light comes out. So make sure to figure out the light, where's the light falling, use it as your light source, right? So again, I'm going back to basics. Yes. So once you have those things down, have a good audio, because good audio makes you sound smarter. Did you know they did that study? they had a psychiatrist give a talk, and then people listened to it, and then they listened to it in low quality and high quality. 19% of the people thought that this guy was smarter, and they liked him more.
Wow.
Because he sounded so much cleaner, so much sharper. Now think about it. If you're on the phone with somebody on a Zoom call and somebody doesn't sound that clean, would you pay attention to it? Like, let's skip to that next person who's going to sound smart, has good audio. So audio is super, super important, more important than your video, because without audio, we can't really listen or follow along to the story that you're trying to put out there.
Yes, exactly. So I actually use my headset, my normal computer headset, my old-fashioned Apple headset, only because when I'm on my boat, my air conditioner is so loud that it interferes. So this is the way I can communicate better. And I do have a lavalier little thing that I click on when I'm not actually communicating with people. Boom, look at that. Yes, exactly. So, and I haven't changed it because it's like I'm doing it from the boat. Changed it.
So here's the beautiful part about audio. It's not the equipment. It's the surrounding stuff that's around you.
Yes.
Right? So let's say you're in a room and you're getting a lot of echo. Well, the first thing that you can do is add some blankets, some curtains up on the wall, blankets on the floor. So it's going to absorb all that excess sound that's bouncing around, because you sound perfectly fine in that microphone that's connected, that in fact we get it for free, right, with our phones. It's perfectly great. But if you have a lot of things around you that the audio is bouncing around with, then it's not going to sound good. So have some kind of room treatment in your room that's going to absorb all that excess sound. Now, having a good microphone also helps, because some microphones will catch everything that's coming around. Other microphones are limited to how far you are. For example, the microphone that I'm using, if I stepped away from the microphone, you can't really hear me that well because I'm further away. So the microphone also makes a difference, because it has just like audio decays as it comes out of your mouth. The microphone does the same thing. The farther away you are, the less capturing of the audio that it's going to do. So I had a different microphone that I used for 2 years. I was like, oh, this is great. This is perfect. But then the more attention I paid to the sound, I could hear my kids playing in the other room from that microphone, right?
Yes.
So this microphone that I'm using, that I upgraded to the Shure MV7, is an excellent microphone. It does not require additional audio box. It's got a USB input, and it's got really good capture console. What's that thing called? Yeah, so it's really good at grabbing audio. Now you don't see the microphone in my shot, and I set it up specifically this way. Even though this microphone is about 5 to 6 inches from my face, so audio, it catches. It's perfectly fine. So I'll give you another shot here, how far the microphone is, and of course I want to do a mobile version.
Look at that.
Here's the little microphone that you can play with, and again, it's just connected to audio, and it's not that cheap either.
So,
Sorry, it's
so
not
we
that
can-
expensive either. It's a really good price. I didn't spend the $400-$500 that a lot of people are spending. I was like, hey, I just want to get something that's simple, that's going to get my job done.
Yes,
I can connect it to any computer. I can even connect it to my iPad to record audio. That's how good this microphone is, or simple it is.
Mariella says, tip from my husband, who is a musician and creating a ton of videos. Add a few hooks on your ceiling around the device you use to record. Hang a few curtains and create a small voice booth. It helps a ton.
Yes.
And you can take the curtains down when done. Do
Absolutely.
you agree,
Yes.
Junaid?
100%.
That is brilliant tip.
100%.
Absolutely, yes.
I actually visited my good friend Danny Dodge in Colorado, and that's exactly what he done. As soon as you entered this room with blankets hanging from you, started feeling deaf because there was no sound bouncing back and forth. It was just beautiful. So you can hang curtains from the ceiling. You can have, again, it's great for audio recording. So if you have a studio setup where you've got material that's can absorb sound, then that's a great way. So if you're just recording audio and doing music where audio is only the thing that matters, then that blanket room booth
It's
kind
brilliant.
of thing works really good.
Brilliant. So also what you've said, and I've totally lost my train of thought because I'm already jumping onto the next question.
Tim, let's bring it on.
I know, right? Oh my God. Okay, so we talked about the mic, the camera. So we can use. I'm not using a specific camera today because I forgot it on the boat. So I'm using my camera on my laptop. So I mean, and I've got my windows in front of me, so it really looks like I'm lighted.
You
so
got a
really
good setup,
look
yes.
where you're going. Oh, that's what I was going to say, is having a place where you can just go and sit down and do your video, right? That's what you said last time we had a live. I mean, that is really, really what you need is to be that consistent, right?
Yeah. So what you're mentioning is having a studio space which reduces the friction, right?
Yes.
Anytime there's friction for you to do something, guess what? You're not going to do it.
Yes.
That's why we sign up for gym sessions or gym memberships and probably show up once a week or once every 2 months because there's so much friction for you to go there, right?
Yes.
So you got to, again, build up that muscle. If you want to run a marathon, you got to go out there and put in the reps. So having its place and the mindset set up, it definitely, gets you to get there much faster because I can literally come into my office, hit record and start recording content or go live because I wanted to reduce all the friction from me creating any content.
Well, yeah, I don't have that because I live on a boat. So my office becomes the lounge at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock. So I get chucked into my bedroom. So I'm always walking around with my laptop. But I make sure that I'm consistently sit in one spot because I'm used to setting it up. And what I also have, let me show you guys. What I also have is a little stand, a very, very easy little stand. Let me show you here that I have for my computer. I travel with this. Right, so it folds up, and it's like $10 online. I think I bought it on Amazon. It's very dirty right now, and that's it. I set it up, and I set my camera up, so my camera isn't looking up my nostrils. It is actually a little bit higher, and it immediately puts it up in your face, and you're looking directly into the camera. So let's nostrils, right? Yeah, I haven't just seen people that actually hold their phone down here and they're doing a live. It's like, I'm not really interested in your nostrils, baby. Just, really, duh. Okay, so let's quickly run through everybody and give us a quick tip on how to get online fast. Brian.
Yeah, just start. I use my computer. Now I have lots of fun toys, but all you need is your computer and your voice, your heart. Just show up. Remember, it's all about a heart-centered approach, just talking about things you're passionate about, you're excited about. When you do that, you draw everyone in. They want to be a part of it with you.
Exactly. Jim, take it away, baby.
Get a tripod for your camera, especially if you're going to start out with like a phone, and try to find an external microphone to go with it. That'll help eliminate a lot of the issues that you may have with audio.
Yes, I like that outside the mic, because you do not want to run out of battery when you are doing a live, right? Okay, next up is Christian.
Let's see. I think I would say do your live streams, but then always be open to feedback. So go back and look at the one you just did and see how you can improve it. Whether that was, for example, as Junaid mentioned, go to a different environment. If you notice that it's really noisy, get a different mic, for example, or for example, if you're not using headphones, wear headphones, for example, see what does that sound like versus using an external mic versus using the laptop mic, and find the right one to use. You don't need expensive equipment to get started.
Boom. Yes. And Anita.
It's got to be, don't let the overwhelm get the better of you. Just hit that go live button. And like everyone has said before, if you don't know how to do it into a private Facebook group, and have a little look at some of the new features. Instagram, if you're an Instagrammer and you want to go live on there, they've actually got a new audience option. So you can actually do a private audience for your live. So you can practice all you like, check out all the features. And then once you're confident and you feel, yeah, okay, I can give it a go, just change the audience setting to public. I think that would be the best thing. But just don't let the overwhelm stop you, because we can get you over those hurdles.
Absolutely, baby. And Junaid.
I'm going to take what Brian said, just get started, because without getting started, you're not going to achieve that goal. I was last year, 2020, my cousin was like, hey, I'm going to start a garden. I was like, oh, I want to start a garden too. And then 2 weeks later, he's like, dude, I've got these plants growing. I was like, oh, I haven't even started yet. So just get started and you will see the results. Just put in the reps. And you got this. We all started from 0, and we can all get to 100. We just gotta get started.
It's practice, 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 right? And that's with anything. If you want to talk about your product, you got to practice talking about your product. And so go on, talk about it, and then ask other people to look at your video and give you some comments. So my mom in Namibia watches my videos. She goes, oh, you know what? You need more makeup. And you need more makeup, so your eyes look bigger. I think you need more mascara. It's like, Mom, I don't need all that shit. Anyway, so you just have to, it doesn't really matter, right? It doesn't matter. Just come on and do it, because
it's like Morgan says right here, show up.
Yes, show up.
It's like you guys were saying before.
Exactly, show up. And sometimes, when you go online and your hair is not perfect and your makeup's not perfect for the women. Obviously, men can just go and they're on. It doesn't really matter, because it really shows who you are. I'm telling again, and I think somebody mentioned it, you don't have to be a model, right? Nobody watches the models. They actually watch real people on social media, because that's what they want to watch, is real people. And here's the other thing. If you flub, what the hell? They love it. People love you being natural and messing up, and you go, hey, oh, that didn't work. Okay, let's move on and do something else. So don't worry about all the mistakes and everything. Just go online. Boom, baby. Yes, I think we knocked it out. So I have to say, you guys were absolutely amazing. This is going to be reused on YouTube, Pinterest, LinkedIn. I think it's on LinkedIn, right? And Facebook. Yes. It's already all over Twitter. The place. I'm going to go onto my and I'll be doing it through StreamYard, by the way. And so it's going to go on my blog, because I've already done my blog, and then I'm going to be sending it out on my email. Hopefully I can get my email done. Oh, so much to do. Okay, Tim, yes. Can you send out the email, please? But yes, just get online and get your products out there. This is Christmas. It's Black Friday. Why not start this week? It's Black Friday. So pitch up with your clients, right?
Yes, pitch up.
And so, yes. So Brian is using a spam cam. What's it called again?
Snap camera.
Snap camera. Awesome. So it's a whatever it is. It works with your camera and it gives you funny faces. And I'm not going to use it right now, but we do use it, and it just makes things interesting, right? Just be silly. And so if you want to be silly. So
and I think Christian, didn't you write an article recently about Snapcam and StreamYard?
I did actually, and I was just sharing that in the comments. So thanks for that.
Good.
Thanks for the reminder. Yes.
Awesome.
So
Awesome.
there
Guys,
I
definitely
am.
check that out.
So yeah, you can be silly, and you don't have to be just all serious because you're selling a product. Because what will people remember? They'll remember the cool chick in the pink hat, right?
That's right.
They will not remember the other stuff. So yeah, and you know, they'll forget, and then you can come back again. And why is that thing still on? Where's my anyway? So I'm frozen.
Good job, baby.
Yes. All right.
Okay, so thank you very much for popping in. I hope, and if you want to ask anybody any questions, all the links are in the comments. If they're not, then let's connect. I'll put you in touch with everybody, and they will teach you how to do this stuff. And you talk to me about Shopify, since I'm the Shopify queen, and go and have a look at my books on Amazon. Not on live yet, but on Amazon you can buy my books. So thank you very much for watching, and thank you. Bye.
Bye. Thanks, everyone.
Thanksgiving all.